Hello, my name is Amanda Hendricks, and I am the Lead Procurement Account Executive in the Department of General Services Office of State Procurement. I'm going to be walking you through the Email and Marketplace Advantage, known as EMA, Quick Reference Guide, or QRG, for preparing your sourcing project solicitation in EMA. All of the QRGs for the EMA system can be found at procurement.maryland.gov/EMA-QRGs. This QRG has been created for procurement officers and buyers who need to prepare solicitation for advertisement in EMA. The QRG shows how to prepare a solicitation for an invitation for bids, or IFB, with variations for a request for proposals, RFP, second and third envelope. This video is going to cover the basics for advertising in IFB. Please note that this QRG and video assumes that you have completed the steps for creating a sourcing project and for adding vendors. If not, see the QRGs called Creating a Sourcing Project in EMA and Add Vendors to a Sourcing Project in EMA. So step 1 of the QRG on how to prepare a sourcing project solicitation in EMA instructs you to log into EMA and type in your username and password. You more than likely have single sign-on capabilities in the live EMA production. However, we are using the training environment for this video, so single sign-on is not an option. Reminder that for best results, you should access EMA via Google Chrome. For step 2 of the QRG, once you are logged in from the home screen, go to the top of the screen, select Sourcing, and select Browse Sourcing Projects. The list that appears contains all of the sourcing projects where you are the responsible party. Step 3 of the QRG instructs you to use the search fields and filters to find the sourcing project that you are ready to advertise on EMA. You will then select the project you want by clicking on the pencil icon, project ID number, or project title to access your project. For this example, my project is entitled Grooming for Canine Units AH. Step 4 of the QRG navigates you to the Prepare Solicitation tab on the left-hand side panel and locate the Setup sub-tab on the Prepare Solicitation page, which is what it opens to. Step 5 of the QRG provides detailed instructions on what each field means and needs to contain in order to move forward, the asterisk fields and non-asterisk fields. For the purposes of this example, I'm only going to enter information into the required red asterisk fields. It is also important to note that the additional fields may display as you go along, depending on your selections. The QRG covers these fields as well. The solicitation title automatically populates with the title of the sourcing project. However, you can change the title at this point if you would like to. For this example document, my title will remain the same. For the solicitation type, you can click on the field and it will provide a drop-down menu. You can click the See All option from the menu for a list of all solicitation types. The solicitation types are predetermined by the sourcing project type selected when you created the sourcing project. For this example, I'm going to select Invitation for Bids. Even though the summary field is an asterisk, I always recommend adding a brief summary of what the project is for here. This section becomes public and gives your vendors a chance to get a brief idea of what the project's for. I always recommend providing our vendor community with the most information we can to encourage their participation. So for this example, I'm going to say this project is for grooming services for our canine units with the Maryland State Capitol Police. Pricing should be all-inclusive of materials required per month. Even though the additional information and instructions field is also not asterisk, I like to strongly encourage any procurement officer or buyer to put information about how the vendor community is supposed to bid here. It is not a requirement, but again, anytime we can help out our vendors, I recommend it. So here, since I'm going to be requesting that our vendors submit pricing through Emma, for this project, I'm going to say all pricing must be submitted via the price grid in Emma. It should not be uploaded separately or via email. I'm going to fill out the due date close date, which is the bid opening date or date that vendors' responses are due. For this example, I'm going to make the due date for the solicitation 3 months out by clicking the +3 month button here. I'm going to leave the rest of these fields blank as they are not required to advertise the project, and the date fields will automatically populate. So step 6 of the QRG tells us to click the Save button at the top of the Prepare Solicitation page. Step 7 of the QRG goes into some more details about additional checkboxes and fields that might be displaying depending on your selected project type. This step covers the pre-bid proposal conference checkbox, auto opening and closure boxes, public visibility dates, and some additional checkboxes under the advanced options section right here. It is important to click the arrow to the left of the advanced options section and see what options are pre-selected. Some checkboxes could be pre-selected depending on your project type and cannot be deselected. If you want your project to be advertised publicly, ensure that the solicitation visible to public checkbox has been checked. For this example, I'm going to leave all of these checkboxes checked and also check the last one for bid holders list visible to public. Step 8 tells us to click the Save button at the top of the page again. Now we're going to move to the Pricing subtab. This section of the QRG tells us how to set up pricing for your solicitation. So step 9 has us click on the Pricing subtab here. What you see here is an empty price grid. We are going to enter information in the form fields to create a line item within the pricing grid for each item for bid. The red asterisks indicate the required fields, and any field that has a V next to it means that whatever gets input will be visible to the public. Again, the QRG goes into detail about what each field requires, but I'm only going to fill out the required fields for this example. The item code V auto-populates with a line item number. If you wish to change this, you can. Just remember that each item code has to be unique. The item type V also auto-populates with required item, which is how I'm going to leave it for this example, but it does have a drop-down menu with additional items. I'm going to enter in a label for my line item. This can be as specific or detailed as you wish. For my example, I am just going to say grooming, but this has been expanded on in the solicitation document, so my vendors are aware of what I am looking for. I'm going to go to quantity and manually enter in 12 here, one for each month of the term of my hopeful contract. The last thing I'll be entering for this example is the UOM, known as the unit of measure. For this project, my UOM will be months, so I'll search for that by typing MO and then selecting that. Step 11 tells us to click the Save button at the top of the screen. You will notice that this time, the Save button not only saves what we've worked on, but also creates a new line item in the price grid. Your first item is entered and displays below the empty line item fields in the Pricing subtab. Step 12 tells us to repeat steps 10 and 11 for as many new line items as necessary. For this example, we are only adding the one item. So step 13 of the QRG discusses the Attachment subtab and shows us how to add documents to our solicitation. So we're going to scroll up and click on the Attachment subtab. We are going to add our IFB document here, so we are going to follow step 14 and click on the Create a Document button. we must pick which kind of document this is. So for this example, we are going to select specification document, which will open a specification document pop-up window. We are now going to enter in the info that is asterisk. So for the title, I'm going to say grooming for K9 units AHIFB. For the status, I'm going to change it from drafted to approved. This is an important step. Only documents labeled as approved will be shown publicly. The next step is to add my document. I can click on the click or drag to add files box and select from there, or I can drag the document onto that box. When the box is highlighted in green, that's when you know it's capturing it. The last step is to click Save and Close in the top of the specification document pop-up window. Now the document displays below the attachment subtab. Step 15 and 16 of the QRG discuss how you can use the Attach Existing Document button to utilize any previously uploaded documents from the sourcing project stage, but for this example, we're not going to show that process here. Your solicitation has been prepared in Emma. Your next steps to advertise are to notify your vendors of your solicitation, which are located in a QRG by that name. Thank you for watching this video and learning how to prepare a sourcing project solicitation in Emma. If you run into any problems, you can rewatch this video, read through the QRGs, or reach out to emma.helpdesk@maryland.gov for assistance. Thanks and have a great day.